Today on the Utini Show, we are talking all about Star Wars Outlaws, what we're most excited for, what planets we can't wait to visit, and we go into all the gameplay that's been released thus far. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, enjoy the show. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Utini Show, your weekly deep dive into Star Wars and everything going on in the community. My name is Eric and I'm here with Corey, Charles, and Wes, and tonight we are talking about one of the biggest things, frankly, to come out of Star Wars in the last couple of years. It is a game we are all looking forward to, and even if you're not a gamer, you probably are too. Fellas, it's Outlaws night. We're talking about Star Wars Outlaws, baby!
Outlaws. We've gotten a...
Better than in-laws.
Ooh, that's true.
Star Wars in-laws.
Do you want to dig into that?
Suck. Star Wars in-laws, is that what you want to play, Wes?
Hey, Charles, do you want to talk about that?
I love my soon-to-be in-laws, but Star Wars in-laws sounds like an awful game.
Let us know in the chat. Does Charles actually like his in-laws? Yes.
Don't put that in the chat.
Hey, do you want engagement or not, Corey?
You send this to Nicole's parents. You should. They seem like cool people.
I'll do it. They won't care.
They'd probably get it. They'd be like, I'm down for this.
They'd probably laugh.
Star Wars in-laws.
What would
It's
that be?
Outlaws night, though.
What in-laws are there?
Okay, everyone dies. All the parents are dead.
I literally cannot think of an in-law in Star Wars.
Because it's Han and Leia are the married couple. Neither of them have alive parents.
Nope.
What have I done?
Anakin and Padme. Well, no, Padme's parents. I guess when.
Oh yeah, there's a deleted scene. Deleted scene. Yes, with Anakin, and he
meets her sister.
Which I watched that scene. I'm like, all right, I get why they deleted
Her sister and her niece and nephew, I think, too.
It was a weird scene. It felt wildly out of place.
But it is because it's Star Wars. That is Star Wars in-laws. Forevermore.
Anakin gets the tough dad talk out in the back garden. Remember that?
I got to rewatch that whole thing.
That's
I didn't forget that one.
Yeah. You know what? I bet you could create a fan edit with that deleted scene plus a bunch of other deleted scenes plus everything with Anakin and Padme in it to make it into some cohesive story.
I'm sure they do. I feel like there's someone that has done that with the deleted scenes because you get like the what do they call it where Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, the 100, the Council of 100 or something like that.
Yeah,
you're talking about the people that signed the
anti-Palpatine.
Yeah. Whatever it's going.
Here, I'll say this: if y'all watch and haven't watched the Attack of the Clones or Avengers that deleted scenes, there's a whole movie that George shot.
Where can you watch those? I guess they're probably on YouTube. Yeah,
they're on YouTube. They're not in great quality.
They're not on Disney Plus, are they?
No.
Blu-rays.
That's interesting. I've not really thought about that. You've lost all of the old extra footage stuff since we've gone to
the special features discs are like some of my favorite things of any movie.
Agreed.
Not just Star Wars. Like any.
Okay, top tier though, Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah,
the Lord of the Rings behind the scenes discs are go-to.
I've never watched the Lord of the Rings behind the scenes disc. I have watched all the Star Wars though, and I have a very vivid memory of watching the behind the scenes on the big DVD set of the original trilogy.
Yeah, with Anakin on the cover of it, the Blu-rays
gold and silver.
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember watching it. I was on a road trip, like on the back from the beach or something like that, and it was like I watched in the car like a portable DVD player. I watched all of them.
Portable DVD player, dude.
It was in like the car, you know, like it was in the back of the headrest or whatever.
Dude, I watched so many movies in my mom's minivan on that like drop down thing on the way to high school.
Dude, we are like speaking to our privilege right now. Holy shit!
What's that privilege
car DVD player, rich boy?
This was a town and country minivan, Tex. Okay, listen.
Town and country, bro. Some people only have town.
I recorded that shit on my VCR at home.
Like, listen, y'all got to use calculators instead of an abacus.
What I thought Star Wars was.
I had to send Pappy outside to crank up the generator so I could watch that shit.
Yeah. God, now I kind of want. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of thrown by the fact that Star Wars in-laws that those are the only ones. Like,
yeah, that's why I did a hesitation there because I was like,
well, I mean, marriages alone, like, there's no
healthy relationships in Star Wars.
Yikes! Except for the relationship between you, the viewer, and the content. That's it. That's the only marriage that counts.
What are you gonna say, Wes?
Say something insightful.
What about Chewbacca? What about his?
Oh yeah,
was it his parents?
He had a family.
Yeah, he had a family.
Lumpy. What about Lumpy?
Lump of Waru. That's it. That is canonized in Aftermath.
Does he have grandparents? There's a grandpa in that.
Yeah. The grandpa that gets the sex
dirty
machine.
grandpa, that watches the porn in the
holiday
special.
He does. They give him a VR sex machine.
He does.
Wow, George Lucas had integrity about Star Wars.
Anyway, Star Wars Outlaws.
Star Wars Outlaws, everybody. If you're out of the note, none of that made any sense. Later this year, we're getting a video game, Star Wars Outlaws. It is being made by the umbrella company VA, but It's going to star a character called Kay Vess. She is a smuggler that is working for the Syndicates, and it is. I think the pitch is the mixture of Red Dead Redemption and Uncharted and Star Wars. And I'm going to start this by trying not to get too ahead of ourselves, guys. But is this going to be the perfect Star Wars game? Like,
Dude, the footage.
what
looks,
the hell?
The footage looks so good, honestly.
Yeah.
Elements of it. I think the open world deal. Or,
Yes.
Like open galaxy, whatever. But there's how many worlds?
Open
I think
open
there's-
relationship,
Okay. Well,
In-laws.
in-laws.
So there's so far confirmed. We have there is a planet. There's Kajimi.
yep.
There's going to be Tatooine.
Yep.
Canto Bight.
Yep.
Is there a Star Wars game
Akiva.
without Tatooine in it?
Yep.
Did this
Jedi Fallen Order and
Yeah.
Survivor.
They don't have Tatooine in
Nope.
it?
But
So
that's enough of that.
but point being, not even the specific worlds,
There's
just
5 worlds.
the fact that you can just jump around like that
Oh,
is like, and it's not okay. Well, I'm on a
Loading
mission.
screens.
Yeah, and it's not I'm on a mission and it takes me from point A to point B to point C, and you
Yeah.
have to go where it's
Yeah.
like you can just do whatever you want on these worlds.
Yeah.
Although I will say, as a KOTOR shill,
Hit it.
on this show, that people keep saying this is the first open world Star Wars game. Like, no, dude, KOTOR
That's
is
true.
by
That's true.
definition an open world Star Wars game.
Open
Yeah.
world means so many things.
It's
Yeah,
also
open world does not mean no loading screens. Is Starfield an open world game? Yes, there's a shitload
Yeah.
of loading screens in
that's true.
Starfield.
Yeah.
That was my biggest complaint about it.
I like Starfield.
Nice
Yes, true, but is that the last one we've had?
Yeah, it has been 25 years.
Right.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
like
it
it's
has.
20
it's-
years. Still,
No,
though,
we
20
need
years.
No,
We need to
wait, KOTOR 2, Charles.
No, shut up. No.
So I got what I want to ask you guys though before we get into like some of the details because we're going to talk a little bit about the Ubisoft gameplay stuff. So if you don't know, Ubisoft had an event where they showed off. It was like 10-12 minutes of gameplay
That's a
and then
lot.
another 4. We've seen a lot of gameplay, which I think is actually phenomenal. We usually don't see a lot of actual gameplay before it releases. But before we get into those kind of spoilers, I guess, if you don't want to know anything, pure and simple, where's your hype meter for this game right now? Like I started obviously with a little bit of a leading comment, but like realistically,
I've been
let's say 1 to 10. Where's your hype?
I've been very measured. I think right now I'm like pretty close to 10, honestly.
Sick.
Yeah, dude. Like there was a when Ubisoft, what was it called? Ubisoft what?
Ubisoft Forward was their event.
Also, EA owns Ubisoft.
I think
I don't think so.
I don't think no. Sorry, I think I misspoke. This is a Ubisoft project.
Okay, that's what I
Because
thought.
EA had the license and
They
then they
lost
like
it.
hired
I'm gonna-
Respawn and stuff.
I
But
gotta ask the question: is it Ubisoft or Ubisoft?
Oh, good question.
whatever you feel in your heart, Charles.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's Ubisoft, isn't it?
I think it's
sounds
Ubisoft.
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 Ubisoft sounds a little accusatory. I don't know. Like, Ubisoft.
I think it's Ubisoft.
I ain't gonna touch that, everybody.
Whatever. Sorry.
Ubisoft.
Fair question.
Okay.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, bro.
All right, this is venturing into dangerous territory, Eric.
How's your hype? So you're close to 10. You're very stoked. Do you? So
Yes,
speaking of Ubisoft, do you have Ubisoft has like a reputation in the gaming industry for like people not liking their games. What's your history with Ubisoft? Do you actually like play that in, or
what's
do you?
what's another Ubisoft game?
Assassin's Creed. I mean, they're
Yeah,
all the
Far
Assassin's
Cry.
Creeds, Far Cry,
Cry.
Prince of Persia.
I think
You know, the really
I
good
think-
games.
I think
you loser.
I think Ubisoft. It is Ubisoft. Now that I'm saying it, out
I'm
loud.
saying Ubisoft. You can't take that away
It's-
from me.
it's Ubi. Ubisoft has a reputation for being greedy. That's the reputation.
As opposed to the benevolent game designers.
No, it's a AAA game developer.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Ubisoft, EA,
Yeah.
Respawn. Like who else is out there? Like Activision,
I keep going to EA
Blizzard,
Sports. It's in the
West.
game.
What other games? What other
Sledgehammer.
game publishers?
Yeah,
are West?
Blizzard.
Like you play games too.
I mean, well, they're all buying each
Yeah.
other now. Is the thing. Like
buying each
Activision,
other.
Blizzard are the
Right.
same
Listen,
now.
They're all greedy bastards. I
Yeah.
think that.
Microsoft
Yeah, I think that.
Rockstar.
owns everybody.
I think that Assassin's Creed feels like a consumer project now.
Oh, I love Assassin's.
Assassin's Creed is great.
The last great Assassin's Creed game I played was Black Flag.
That's
Odyssey.
factually incorrect.
Odyssey was tremendous.
Odyssey was great.
I've
Mirage
heard
was a lot
Odyssey.
of fun.
I never played Odyssey.
I played all of them. Weirdly, I found that out the other
Really?
day. I was looking it up because I
Wow.
was like looking ahead to Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm like, oh, I should link my Ubisoft account to get Twitch drops. And I looked at my history. I'm like, I've played every Assassin's
Wow, that's
Creed
impressive.
game.
I never played Unity. Actually,
it's
no.
great now.
Let me rephrase that. I played 10 hours of Unity.
Okay, after it's fixed, I
I played it.
think it's
I
one of the
played it
best.
after it was fixed. I still didn't like it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, you just hate the French.
Interesting. No, that's not true. That was a joke.
he was like,
Jesus.
Hey,
Hey,
might be
Corey,
right.
Corey, the Olympics are coming up. We're allowed to hate everybody else.
Oh,
Very
excellent.
quiet.
Excellent.
Interesting was the best response I could have
It's interesting. Anyway, I'm really hyped about this game. I didn't really care about it until Ubisoft. Shit. Forward. My God.
In all fairness, it's a stupid name.
Ubisoft Forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a showcase.
Game showcase. Yeah.
Game showcase.
Xbox Game Showcase and Ubisoft Forward were the same weekend. It was one of that whole weekend, by
It
the
was
way,
really busy.
one of the best gaming weekends I've ever seen. Xbox has been kind
a lot
of
stuff.
really downtrodden because they haven't showed a lot of games. They showed like 15 games all coming to Game Pass. Incredible weekend. But yeah, that was their big event.
I'm hyped for the game now. Before that, I was really measured expectations. It looks like, I hate to even say this, it looks like 1313 has been reincarnated.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
There's a lot of gameplay elements that are very similar.
The infamous 1313. There might be people that are listening to this that might not even know what that it was.
Oh, sure. Well,
That was what system was that? What generation was that? Xbox?
I think that was the end of the
360,
end of
right?
the 360
Good
generation.
Lord. There was a game that was announced, Star Wars 1313, and it was supposed to be an underground outlaw. It looked like it was going to be like a Jango Fett or a Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
It was going to be Boba
you're gonna play
Fett
as Boba.
assembling your armor and stuff like that.
In
right?
level 1313 of Coruscant, and they got to the point where you can still find it on YouTube, everybody. There is a extended gameplay demo of 1313.
It was really good.
And it was like cover mechanics. This was about the time, I think if I remember correctly, this was like when the Gears of War had come out and it was starting to like make the cover a whole new thing, and Uncharted was a big thing.
Uncharted with them.
So it looked a lot like this, and I totally agree. It's that mixed with a tech demo of. Do you guys remember this? There was a brief tech demo of a guy walking out of a cantina on Tatooine and TIE fighters flying over his head, and it was years ago. But they were like, "We're making a Star Wars game," and the graphics looked like Uncharted. And I think that's what we've been told for years and years, that you're getting the Uncharted Star Wars, you're getting 1313, you're getting this.
This looks like that.
Yeah.
It does look like that. It looks, I think it looks awesome. I'm 10 out of 10 hyped for it. I rewatched all the footage and everything today leading up to our show to talk about this a little bit tonight, and I'm like super hyped about it. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life like when the game comes
We're taking
out.
a week off, Corey.
I do not have time to play 100 hours of a video game in my current life right now. And like, I don't know how I'm going to find time to do it, but I'm going to.
It is reportedly between I think, like 20 to 50 hours, depending on your completionist.
That's kind of short. I'm not gonna lie.
I honestly, it's the kind of game I want nowadays.
I don't have time for this. That's too
bro,
short.
you play Valheim, okay? Like
I know,
there's
I
a
know.
difference.
I have 200
I don't have time
hours
for this. Oh, it's measurable. Yeah, it's too short.
I have 100 hours. What's the Elden Ring DLC? How long is that?
40.
Yes.
40.
Cool. Yeah, the Game of the Year DLC is.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though. Like
Mirage was 26. Overall,
Did you finish Mirage?
Yeah.
Interesting. I never played Mirage either.
It's fun. The ending's weird because it ties into Valhalla.
I played Black Flag and Valhalla.
Valhalla was too big. I put 70 hours into it, though, I found out, apparently. And then I got stuck in a cave, and I was like, I'm done.
Wes, Charles, what did you guys?
What's your hype level for this?
Have you seen it? You watched it? Excited for it? All right, cool. Wes.
We lost Wes.
Oh, there he is.
Now he's back. Hey, Wes.
No, you just can't hear me, or what?
No, we got you now.
No, you're good now. What do you think?
Okay. So I wasn't extremely hyped about it up until I started liking the first person or single player games, because I like playing multiplayer games and having kids yell at me.
You're toxic. You're toxic.
Yeah, you're toxic.
But,
Red flags.
Assassin's Creed Red Flag.
No, I have recently enjoyed watching single player games, and especially since it's Star Wars, I've gotten like a lot of the concepts that were in the first trailer that I saw. I was like, this is fantastic. You're pretty much, you're a criminal, but you're a criminal, and you're going around and you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing in regular all day life, but now you're in Star Wars world, and you get to, kill people that you don't know and then steal their money and then bring it back to somebody who's going to kill more people and then give you money for it.
You think you know your friends.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Speaking of Star Wars 1313, who owns LucasArts now as the gaming company? Like, who owns?
They don't
LucasArts?
really exist now, I don't think.
Do they? LucasArts?
Yeah.
LucasArts, like, I think it's like they're spreading the
LucasArts
license around.
That's a good question. Is there still a
why
logo?
wouldn't they
Is there
just-
still a logo in
No.
games?
No.
There's not.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Wow, I guess LucasArts
I
doesn't
think
not
Lucasfilm
just
Gaming,
call
I
it-
think, is a thing now, though. Like, it's not LucasArts, but I think
Mhm.
it is like Lucasfilm Gaming.
It sounds like a mobile
Okay.
game company.
It totally does.
I don't think that's real.
So I think they missed the ball here. If this had some kind of concept or had some kind of I guess that's an example of Star Wars 1313, like embedded in this game. Why wouldn't they just call it Star Wars 1313 and just like get a bunch of hype behind it? Even if it sucked, like you had all these people that were just.
I think they should do that, and then right before the game is released, just cancel it again.
That's it. well, here's my thing, because I think like 1313 is such a. It's also like gaming. We've all gamed throughout our lives for the most part. But like gaming back in 15 years ago was more like you're on one planet, you're going from
Is that
mission
how
to
old
mission.
1313 is?
Oh yeah, bro.
Oh my god.
The Master Chief Collection is 10 years old. Like
Jesus, we are old as shit.
take your back medication.
To be fair, if you wanted your game to not get canceled, you could not have named it something unluckier than they chose.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh
It was
yeah,
done-
13.
It was supposed to be level 1313 on course.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any
Right.
sense because that sounds like a
Didn't they end up going to 1313 in Clone Wars? I think, or there was a reference.
There was
to
a
it at some
reference to it, I believe, in the Ahsoka
Yeah.
arc with the
point.
sisters.
With twins.
Season 7, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
not
right, I
twins.
remember
but
that.
Yeah.
The Martez
Martez sisters, yeah.
Martez sisters.
Yeah.
So they've thought about that, but what I like about Outlaws is that like 1313 does take you there, but it does limit you. Whereas they're like, we're gonna go to 5 planets. We're gonna do all the syndicates, and that's one thing that I've realized that I've been really excited about in books, but I've missed a little in the media. Like we used to talk on Living Force a lot about the Crispin trilogy. We actually talked about that off mic a little bit earlier today. But one of the cool things about that Han Solo Crispin trilogy is that you get to learn about the Hutts. You get to learn about all these syndicates, and any book that involved the syndicates was so exciting. That's why I like Solo so much. And now we've seen Kira is in cutscenes. We are getting the Pikes. We're getting the Hutts. Lando's in it. Like these are the people that whenever they show up on screen, you're like, oh yeah. And now we get to play as that. And we're getting stuff like Akiva, which is the planet from Aftermath, in the time period where Tem and Wexley might be there. Mr. Bones should be there. Like we might get that kind of stuff.
Book references, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Like it's a cool time period because Han is frozen and the syndicate's got tons of power. And I'm like,
man, this feels like we're getting to play in the world of Solo a little bit.
yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about it that way.
Like,
But
like the next evolution.
we always get to play in the world of the original trilogy and that stuff.
Yep, we're gonna see the Rebellion, we're gonna see the Empire, or we'll see prequel Jedi or Alien. But this is like,
This is not
no,
that.
man. These are people just trying to make a buck. And
I like
and the reputation. Did you guys play Grand Theft Auto at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The reputation system in this
Yes.
looks exactly like that, right?
It does look like that.
I
The fact that-
dabbled.
You dabbled.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
How many stars do you get if you like kill Jabba the Hutt?
You probably can't.
I mean, 5, right? Well, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Real talk though. They have said that based on what you do, the Empire will eventually like send like walkers after you.
Yeah.
If you screw up too much and you don't like pay them off and do all this kind of stuff, like
Interesting.
the fact that the world is
You're wanted
reacting
by
to
the
your
Empire.
yeah.
I'm gonna do that first.
Of course you will, because then Death Troopers are going to one-shot you and you're going to be like, fair enough. Fair enough.
How are you gonna play this game? That's a fun question. How are you gonna play this game?
Charles?
Yeah,
This is like an honorable game player.
Yes.
I'm going to create a character. I'm going to name that character
You-
Charles.
you
Oh
literally
my
can't.
god!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's a callback, everybody.
It's a reference.
To Charles's narcissism.
No, I mean, I think with a game like this, I think you probably can't really play it straight laced. The whole point is that you're a criminal. So I am going to choose loyalty to one syndicate and,
Ooh!
and
Which one? Which
never
one?
double cross.
Which one?
I weirdly enough, I kind of feel like as much as I hate Jabba the Hutt, I have like
Huts?
You the
I kind of feel like I want to work for the Hutts. I don't
Interesting.
know.
Okay, immediate. We all got to pick a syndicate. So Charles is the Hutts. Crimson Dawn for me.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn. That's why I had to say
Damn
it because I
it.
saw your eyes.
It's a good choice.
Crimson Dawn. Lady Kira. Lady Kira.
Wait, so who have we left out that we know of? The Pikes.
The Pikes,
Who
Black
else?
so-
Sun.
Oh,
Black Sun.
Black Sun.
Black
The
Sun.
the
Okay.
Ashiga clan is also a new syndicate that that has been
Ashiga
featured in the
clan,
trailers. They're
That's
a new
from
one.
Zelda.
Great. So the Zelda clan.
I don't know. What,
Yeah.
what syndicate are you gonna be loyal to? I don't know.
Hold on.
Or
Who are the dog face guys that were in
Oh, that's a good question.
that were in the Boba Fett series.
I think it was supposed to be the Pikes.
Yeah, the Pikes.
Is
Remember?
is the
Yeah.
is the Ashiga clan? Is that the Celestin?
Supposed to be the
There were a
Pikes,
lot of
right?
no.
Celestins,
So
I
the
feel like.
Celestin in the trailer, hilariously, is a character from Aftermath.
Oh,
He is the
okay,
guy
okay.
on Akiva who is like the crime boss that gets Snap Wexley, makes his life hard. He's
Primora?
Cremora, yeah, Cremora, they're a syndicate.
Oh yeah, that is a syndicate.
Yeah.
Cremora Syndicate, Hut Clan, Pikes, Crimson Dawn, and Black Sun.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, okay.
Black Sun would be cool too.
because you like their sex hormones.
Yeah. I'm a big hormones guy. That's why I like Paradise Snare.
Prince Zizor, there's a legend.
Dude, if
Callback.
Zizor comes into the game,
Dude, I really freaking hope there's a Zizor. I always said Zizor.
I say Zizor, but also
I think I said Shizor,
it's all nonsense.
even though it's an X.
We'll find out in the voice line if they say it.
Oh man,
But like in the
hope so.
trailers, though, Ashiga, Crimson Dawn, Hut, and Pikes are confirmed. Like those ones we see.
We've never gotten a game like this, frankly.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
not.
we did. Have you ever heard of KOTOR?
You know what, Charles?
KOTOR 2.
No.
Go on.
We've never gotten a
Much
game
better.
that feels so off the rails.
No, because like all the gameplay. One of my favorite parts of the game is I think it was one of the earlier trailers. Because I'm a big Mass Effect fan. Mass Effect trilogy is one of my
that's
favorite
fun.
games of all time. And one of the things I like about it is that your choices in the game really affect the outcome of the end, and especially Mass Effect 2. And in this game, I think it was one of the earlier gameplays where like K-Vest walks into this seedy kind of gambling den and with an Imperial. And there is all of a sudden on the choice, it's like, do you bribe the Imperial? Or do you attack the Imperial? Or do they, and it's like those choices, I'm like, oh man, I know there are going to be some times where I'm going to make a choice and I'm going to regret it. And I'm going to try to just go with it. I'm going to try to be like,
You're not going to back out?
I'm going to try, honestly, because they're like, and there was one
You're gonna like hit save as soon as you have a chance. As soon as you
I
have
mean,
a
that's
choice,
how I
you're gonna,
usually
like,
play.
You're gonna
I mean,
save.
I'm a
and-
scum saver, absolutely.
In Mass Effect, one of my companions got killed from a decision I made, and I was like, absolutely
Oh, no.
not. We're backing out.
There are certain ones you don't. But what I like about Outlaws too is that there seem to be a different amounts of those. Like in the new gameplay, there was one where Kay gets approached by like, you shouldn't have betrayed us, and someone has a gun on you, and you can choose to like double down, or you can betray the syndicate again and then become a triple agent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that kind of stuff is so fun.
Yeah, I do like that a
It's
lot.
so fun because
I
like
like that a lot. I like the decisions
think-
matter.
I think we have to make a pact. I think we have to
Oh,
make
God.
a pact as
it's recorded,
gamers
Wes.
ourselves, as all four of us, as gamers ourselves, to
Okay.
not go online to try to find the best build, the best
Oh,
pack.
Oh, that's Eric style.
game.
Dude.
No.
To get- no, you-
I don't
pack
tend
that.
to do
I'll
that.
pack that.
You
That's
have
my
to
Elden
do it
Ring style.
without
Do you
going
think
on
I
the
would do
internet.
that?
No, absolutely
No.
not, Charles.
Okay, then,
Charles,
thank you.
I am also. I'm a little guilty of it sometimes.
Dude, I used to buy the Prima strategy guides and just go page by page and go through games.
I fly by the seat of my pants.
No, I will let my emotional love for Amelia Clark specifically make me loyal to Crimson Dawn. I'm like, I don't care if Kira's like horrible. I'm like, you know what though? I think I believe her
Interesting.
because she's pretty.
She's hot.
I think I want my K-Vest to fall in love with her.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I think there's so many options to it. Like the fact that you can do side missions for people and in the gameplay they showed like Kay was leaving a planet and in orbit there was a Pike vessel
That was cool.
getting attacked.
Yeah,
and then she saved them and then you saw immediately your reputation with the Pikes got increased. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that was cool.
That's the stuff my problem is, guys, you know me very well. I'm a people pleaser. I'm gonna want all the syndicates to like me. I'm gonna be like, guys, please.
No, I'm gonna choose to hate one, then I'm gonna regret it later on, probably.
Hate the Pikes. They're stupid.
Yeah, they suck. I really don't like them. Especially
take.
they keep looking differently too.
Yes, okay. Thank you. They
I
all
really
look
hate.
different.
Yes, that was dumb. Nobody talked about that. I think we talked about it briefly.
No, talk on it. The
Yes.
Pikes keep changing their
They
faces.
keep changing their faces. In Solo, they had
Didn't
big
this-
heads, and
Didn't
in
this come up in Book of
Boba Fett.
Yes.
Yes, we were like, who the hell are these people?
Because they're just people, and it's Solo. They clearly have masks with like breathing apparatuses.
Yeah, definitely discern it.
You gotta choose.
Oh man, you gotta choose. That's true. I'm excited for this because it seems like it's so off the rails that it feels like anything can be referenced or happen. And,
Yes.
I like that. I like games that I just hope that I hope this is not a secretly rebellion coded game.
Okay, guys. If you're new to the show, welcome. We love you very much. Subscribe to the
This is
channel.
one of my takes.
Corey's biggest hatred in maybe all of Star Wars is the fact that the Battlefront 2 campaign gave you like 2 missions as an Imperial and then went to the Rebellion.
I hate that shit. Listen, every single time, and if you hear the creators like Dave Filoni or anybody talk about it, they're like, when you watch Star Wars, you want to live in the universe and you want to be the hero. I'm like, nah, dude, I want to be the villain. All right, let me kill some
Corey
people.
played KOTOR for this reason.
Exactly.
Yes.
Funny enough, I do
There
always
are
play.
many
I do always
people
play.
in the UTini staff that are Empire
I'm not.
Like
Corey's
Don't read
favorite-
it. Don't read into that. Don't read
Corey's
into that.
favorite episode of, or favorite level of any Star Wars video game ever was the one where you go to Endor and destroy all those Ewoks in Force Unleashed.
Oh my
1 or
God.
2, I can't remember which one.
No, Corey's just waiting for the mission where the doors open and they go, no Orabesh.
I love the mission.
That's a Call of Duty reference for the 6 of you that got that one.
That was
I didn't
pretty-
get that one.
It was no Russian.
No
You played that
Russian?
level.
Oh,
No Orabesh.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But also Orabesh is a written language, so I kind
I
of
really like the level in KOTOR when you first go to Korriban and you have to be a Sith. And you're like pretending to be a Sith.
Oh
and
yeah, you go
in the-
undercover and you wear the armor.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to play it. You can either like be a good student that's like happy
He knows because he looked it up beforehand.
Absolutely, the Prima
That's right.
guide.
You can be like the
be one
light
of
side
those guys.
character and just like kind of go through it and like I'm just going through the motions to like be undercover, or you can go in really late level and be like, bro, I've been a Sith for like 5 planets,
I'm gonna lightning people.
and that's what happens as soon as you get in. There's a level like as soon as you get into the Sith Academy, there's like a kid that confronts you.
Mm.
He's like, I'm tougher than you are. You can literally force lightning him to death and just murder him like literally right in the entrance of the building. And I love doing that. Even if I play as a light side character, I love just totally wiping the floor with that guy. And all of his companions are like, holy shit, this guy's sick in the mind. I love that.
There are certain times, because that was BioWare as well. I mean, KOTOR. There is always a point in every BioWare game, because I always play very light side in Mass Effect and KOTOR. But there's always that one decision, like when you punch the reporter in Mass Effect or push a guy out a window, where it's like, you gotta do the
I don't
evil
regret
thing.
that. Even being a good guy, I don't regret that.
No. Now, I will say, speaking of ultimate good, there's one thing we haven't mentioned yet, which I think is obviously going to be a main part of the game. And that's NIX.
Nick,
That's our little buddy.
The little bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
The
The little bunny rat-
It looks like a salamander.
He looks like an axolotl.
Axolotl. That's what it is.
Yeah, it looks like an axolotl.
You know what
Now-
that is?
I do not know what that
It's
is.
in a fish tank.
Oh,
You should
okay.
Google it.
I'm gonna
He's
go-
literally a fuzzy axolotl. Do it right now.
I'm gonna Google it.
How
How do you spell axolotl?
it sounds. So, sorry, I was snarky. That sounds Charles. One of the
Sounds
things I like
out.
about Nix was that when they announced him, they're like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
here's your cute companion. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's video gamey. Every clip that I see, Nix can do so much stuff.
Frankly, a little OP.
Yeah, he can blind people. He can
Yes,
grab
I know.
weapons. He can activate buttons.
He like drops stuff from above.
I can,
Yeah.
I can maybe buy it. Wes, you tell me if you feel the same way. I can maybe buy it about the droid in the Jedi Survivor series, like because droids are
Well, there's also a droid in this one. He's like a sexy droid in a trench coat.
unlimited. Yes, that's true. Unlimited power. Wes, how do you feel about the? How do you feel about the? How do you feel about the critter being the droid companion? Basically, he can do everything. Unlike
They all-
it's like he unlocks the doors and shit, right?
The movie or the game would feel incomplete if she did not have a companion, right? So they
Sure.
have. But this is the first one that we've had that it's like a living creature,
I was
right?
gonna say
Other than
a droid feels like a cop out in some ways,
Yeah, like
but a critter is new and interesting. That's a good point.
yeah, like
Wes.
if BD1 gets shot, it's like,
That
oh no,
is
we gotta
new
fix him.
interesting,
If Nix, if
Dude,
if,
they
hey,
kill
hey,
Nix.
Hey, camera right here.
oh,
Ubisoft. If anything happens to Nix, you will have millions of people
What's that? What's that? meme?
coming
It's
after
like,
you.
It's like I've known Nix for 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
I would kill everyone in this
Just
room
room
and
that
myself.
It's the Brooklyn Nine-Nine meme.
Yeah, and myself.
He's great. And I think that's the thing is like that's the key to Star Wars though. Star Wars always has cute creatures, but if you can mix cute with competency, that's where you get like an R2. That's what R2D2 is. He's
Alright.
cute, but he's
Okay.
competent.
So, but spoiler alert, but during the trailer, Nix goes down he goes down like this embankment and then goes and distracts a couple of
Yeah.
I don't know, it looks like they were day workers that were just trying to earn a living wage to take home to their families. And then she
and then kills them.
Yeah.
all right, so
Yeah.
I think
Well, the game is very anti-union, Wes. I don't know if you saw it. Kate Vest is actually a union buster. She comes in to destroy uprisings.
Listen, they don't want to work for the syndicate, but how else are they going to feed their family? You know what I mean? Like
They're a day away from retirement.
it's a broken system, guys. All right, gang violence. It's a complicated problem with complicated solutions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Kate Vest is gonna get paid, but there is.
it just
railroad running. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's how it works.
It does feel kind of weird being a living creature, though. That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited for him, and I think that they did a nice job of like. There is something I don't know what the magic formula is, but there's definitely a formula to here's your ship, here's your one companion, here's your little buddy, and you go on and do adventures. Like there's like
droids are pets. I mean, they've always been pets.
droids are always been pets. yes.
R2D2 has always been
Yep,
a
BB-8's
golden
pet.
retriever. Right?
BB-8 gets belly pets by Poe Dameron. Like he literally rubs his belly
That's true.
in episode 7.
It's true. Interesting that they've chosen to do an actual pet this time.
Yeah, I think
I'm surprised they showed that in the trailer. By the way,
Yeah, I mean he's a main character.
that was in the trailer. Her finding it, and she's younger.
Yeah, they've been together for years. Clearly,
That was interesting.
Yeah.
They showed that.
Can I point out another thing?
Yes.
I would be
Not to
sad if
move
you
on
didn't.
from NIX.
Do it.
But this is an
Can't
important
wait.
thing
I
for a
can't
lot of these games. The speeder bike.
Oh, dude.
So like you know how in every game that's like open world RPG you have a mount. Like,
Yep.
that's your mount.
Yeah.
And it's not just like here's your speeder bike. You can like do
True.
upgrades to it and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah, you can call it like a horse.
yeah, like a
like there was
horse,
that point
exactly.
where
she was running.
Yeah, in the game
She
where
was about to get messed
she
up.
messed
dude.
up, and then all of a sudden the speeder like comes around, and I'm like, it's like a Tesla auto driving vehicle.
Yeah.
Like the chase is on there. Like if any of y'all have played Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a lot of Red Dead Redemption coded stuff.
Seems fun.
Oh, it's a perfect game. In addition to literally like the bullet time stuff where it pauses and you mark targets, she literally does that
Yep.
as an upgrade.
Yeah.
Like doing that, calling the horse, like
it feels very Red Dead. Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's a great
The
system.
game is phenomenal.
No
I know,
bounties, like
especially for the age that it is too.
yeah.
I love how lived in the world feels in Red Dead.
Red Dead is
The only two games in history, in my opinion, that have captured that are Red Dead Redemption, actually 3 because there's 1 and 2. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, and oh man, just lost my train of thought. What was the other one? The lived in feeling where you like live in the world. Oh, GTA. I was going to say GTA.
okay,
Yeah.
Rockstar games.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Rockstar Games.
Yeah.
They're the only company that seems to capture that lived in world, and I
Yeah.
kind of hope this game feels like that a little bit. Starfield is almost there, but it's still
Yeah.
not quite. It feels very formulaic in
Yeah.
a way.
Yeah, but I think Outlaws is gonna like everything we've seen about it. I think there's a couple things you need for that to happen because I was not a huge GTA guy. I've never really been a GTA guy, but Red Dead 2 I totally got.
Yeah.
And I think the formula that Outlaws can follow with that is one, you need actual memorable characters. Like every guy you met at the camp in Red Dead was an actual person. Every person you met at
know.
a train station.
You want to talk to everybody because you never know what new cutscene you're going to get.
exactly
Yes.
a fascinating story with an open world, which is sometimes a lot of open worlds don't get, you know?
Yep.
And then you also need to, though, have a gameplay loop that is fun enough and varied enough. Like, I had such a good time in Red Dead going fishing. I just went
Oh, yeah.
fishing in the
Dude,
sun in the sunset.
I kid you not. As recently as like last year, my buddies and I would get on Red Dead Online and we would just hunt stuff and
Yep.
we would be bootleggers and then we would like make a bunch of moonshine and then we would go out in our little bar in one of our places and we would literally just get drunk in Red Dead in the bar and then we would play cards in the bar.
I love
like,
that.
Just
Charles,
endlessly, just
we live
endlessly.
we can just do that now.
I know. I couldn't.
We can make moonshine in your bathtub.
I know, but we would just do that in
Yeah.
the game. It would be great.
Yeah,
fun.
well, we seen Outlaws. You can play cards with Lando. You can make cards at
Yes.
random tables.
All right.
I
Tangent.
love learning
It's,
games inside of games. Like,
It's time for a tangent.
okay,
Tangent time
Cool.
with Corey.
Tangent time.
first tangent.
My grandfather made moonshine and ran it during great-grandfather
Prohibition?
ran Prohibition, but Prohibition was people made moonshine in the mountains well past Prohibition. They just sold it to all their friends, basically. And my grandfather made moonshine, and we found his still in the woods. True story.
Is
We went and found it. Like we knew where it was.
Uh-huh.
He had died probably 5 years earlier, and we like talked to my grandmother, and we're like we got her to tell us where the secret still location was, and we hiked out in the woods, like a mile into the woods, and sure as shit, my grandfather's still was still there.
wow.
Still there.
Still was still.
Yep, it's still there,
Did
and
you
it
use
was
it?
all rotted and everything. We took it all apart, but we still have the big gigantic copper basin
Wow.
that they used to make moonshine out of.
They ran
That's cool.
moonshine in there.
That's really cool. I know. Yeah.
See, okay, so
That is
that's
cool.
the kind of stuff. Real talk, I think would be cool to have in this game. I don't expect it to, but the
My
idea.
grandfather still.
Yeah, your grandmother's still. But like running up on a side quest of something like that, of someone that's like, hey, I am running an illegal
I like
operation.
it when it doesn't. I like it when it
I
doesn't.
stumble on it.
Red Dead doesn't hold your hand about it. That's
No.
that's what I appreciate about Rockstar games. It's
You
like
run into people.
nobody else has captured that in open world
Yeah.
games. They want.
And
they
also,
want you
I don't
to-
think that will realistically be this.
I don't think so
But
either.
something like it would be cool.
I agree. I would love to see that in Star Wars, and maybe it's just a matter of Rockstar getting a license to do the game. You know what I mean?
They'll never need it.
It would come out in
GT
42 years.
GTA 5 still makes millions of dollars a year.
It's one of the most profitable
All the
games
memes that are like, this is going to happen before GTA 6,
I know.
those get me.
I know.
I think another tangent.
Speaking of games that look amazing.
GTA 6, looking at it, it's coming out next year at this point, which, sure, Jan. Probably 2026. I think there's an element of being a gamer that is really interesting because we were talking before we started recording about the college football game that's coming out soon. That this is a moment that a lot of us of our generation have been waiting for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
GTA 5 has been around for so long. It was a 360 game.
I was playing that in high school, I think.
Yeah.
It was college, I think, when it came out. I think it was college. I think it was freshman or sophomore year of
maybe it was
college. We're all the same
college,
age.
I'm 2 years older than you guys.
I know.
Wes is retired already by then.
All right.
But GTA 6 is a moment where like I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life being around for the launch of GTA 6 because it's like one of those like industry shifting things, and I think that there is a potential, and obviously a much smaller degree, of games like Star Wars Outlaws being like, I remember when Star Wars games figured out what they could be next. Even though I think I have issues with it, Fallen Order is kind of a watershed moment in Star Wars.
It's not only that, it's a watershed moment for first person single player games because or
third person. Yeah.
Sorry, single player games because like I literally heard somebody said something in one of the game showcases recently. They were like, it's very clear that players want first person or third person single player games.
Yes.
And I was like, I think Fallen Order had a lot to do with this.
Yes.
It broke all kinds of records.
It took a franchise IP that's like Star Wars fans, like Battlefront 2 was
Spider-Man.
the game.
Yeah, they're referencing that game in Spider-Man, honestly, is what I feel like.
Spider-Man's so good.
So fun, dude. Those games are so fun. I know.
Yeah.
And I think that
Spider-Man 2 DLC, where you at?
I honestly think the Outlaws exist because of the success of these games.
Yes.
And I hope they continue with this.
Yes.
Like
it's full on stories.
I don't care about the profits. I'm sorry. I don't care
You're
about
making plenty.
I know. I don't
know?
care about microtransactions and battle passes, and those games are fun.
Yes.
Wes.
Yeah.
Dude, I've lost
Addiction.
so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I have problems.
Addiction.
Fine.
They're fun. We play Fortnite. They're fun. I like buying a skin every once in a while. The battle passes are fun.
They confirmed there's 2 DLCs coming soon, like coming later in Outlaws. So they're already
That's more money.
There's gonna be 2. Maybe more, but you're confirmed 2. So you know that once you get to a certain point and you think you've done everything, they're gonna come out
a little
with
more.
a DLC. Yeah.
This might be an unpopular. It might be an unpopular opinion. I don't care about paying for extra DLC.
I don't either.
I will do that shit all day long.
They worked to make it.
I know. Yes, a real DLC. I will get behind that all day long before a battle pass.
That's fine. Here, let me ask you guys this. This is a fun little game. We're getting 2 DLCs. We know it takes place between Empire and Return of the Jedi. That is our era.
I actually don't think I knew that.
Okay, yeah. So Han's frozen at this point. Like that is where we are.
So you'll actually see Han hanging on the wall.
in Jabba's palace.
That I do remember actually.
Okay, yeah. So that's where we are in the timeline.
You think you could let him out?
It says they give.
Just only keep pressing the button.
Only if you kill like Bosch.
No,
what
if there's like a mission where you can let him out, but no matter how things end up, he gets refrozen?
It unfreezes it at the end of the mission. It refreezes.
And then you have to basically roll a deception check to be like, oh, Jabba, he was escaping. I'll put him back. And you refreeze Han.
What if it doesn't completely unfreeze him? What if it just
halfway?
Like his little finger?
It starts the little finger and the lights and shit, and then like Jabba comes in and like, I don't think so.
Oh, Jabba.
It freezes him.
Every time you go into Jabba's palace, he's frozen in a slightly different position. Like,
is that how he looked? Yeah, Jabba.
Man.
So let me ask you guys, for DLC, because DLC usually means like there's a bigger mission, there's a bigger something. If you could pick a DLC in this era, whether it be a Syndicate or something, like what do you think would be fun? Obviously, we don't know what not is in the game.
Rebellion, damn it.
Okay.
Not the Rebellion. Please,
That's
God,
fair.
not the Rebellion.
Turn into the good guy.
I don't want to join the Rebellion. Just let me have a game where I don't. There's no games. There are no games that take place in this era.
No.
They don't force
Truly
you
not.
to become the Rebellion. Every single one.
She's just a Syndicate.
Even if they market the entire game as not doing that, you're still going to do that. I'm telling you, I'm not going to be surprised if we get halfway through this game and suddenly we have to join the Rebellion. That's going to happen. I'm calling it. It's going to happen.
If not, you're going to be so happy.
I am going to be so happy.
Can I tell you I don't think this will happen because it would require a lot of new assets that I don't think they'll make. I want the DLC to be Nar Shaddaa.
Oh,
Ooh, damn, that's a good one.
Y'all feel that through the
Damn,
podcast?
that was a good one. Nar Shaddaa?
Nar Shaddaa.
maybe they can just borrow some content from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, just basically put Night City in and be like, it's Nar Shaddaa.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good.
I love to go to Nar Shaddaa. That would be.
A planet.
So we're talking about a planet. Well, isn't that a moon?
It's a moon.
Just saying.
That's no moon.
Damn, Charles.
Yeah.
That was a good pull.
Yeah, we know. Again, we know we're going to. We're going to. I forget the name of the original planet, but then we're also going to Canto Bight, Akiva, Kijimi. And
Kijimi's a good one. I think
Kijimi's a
fun.
great.
I'm really
call.
excited about Kijimi, actually.
That was one of my favorite parts of Rise of Skywalker.
It was the
It's a
best.
gorgeous
it was
design.
objectively, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Even those are.
I mean, run into Zori Bliss.
That'd be great.
Hell yeah.
You know what I think would be fun, just as like a reference and pulling some stuff in. Whatever planet it is, I can't remember from Mando, where the guy ends up becoming the mayor.
Navarro.
Navarro.
I know because I have a Starbucks mug that says
Okay, so
Navarro.
going somewhere like Navarro would be pretty
That'd be
fun. I
fun.
think.
That'd be
a little
cool.
Mando tie-in. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be good. Although Navarro's not, it wouldn't be really developed at the time.
There's not that much going on there, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still.
It's 9 ABY. But no, but going on there, like there is so spoilers ahead for Jedi Survivor. If y'all haven't played it, great. It's been a while. There's that moment
Okay.
where did you play Jedi Survivor?
No. Yes, of course. It
Okay.
I never
But there's
finished
that
it.
like that moment where you go through space and then all of a sudden like Jeddah comes up. Like that moment of being like, oh, cool. Like I think that is a very Star Wars thing
Yeah.
that I think in the DLC they could be like, cool, we're going to a place to give you a story you don't know. I think it would be really fun.
Wes, you got one? DLC?
Oh boy.
Yeah, you could have a space. I'm going to say not a space flight. Sure, space flight to where Alderaan used to be.
Go through the asteroid field of Alderaan?
Oh man, as long as they release that DLC on freaking April Fools.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Worst DLCs you could possibly choose.
Yeah.
All right,
Navigating the Alderaan asteroid field.
Inside of that space worm.
all right. I have two.
Oh, okay. Well, there's 2 DLCs, so great.
All right.
Underworld Corellia.
God, I want to go to Corellia.
Underworld
Nice.
Corellia would be good.
Like with the white worms and all that stuff.
I
At the
could
beginning of Solo.
Yes, the beginning of Solo. I could see an interesting way to like tie it into like different types of crime syndicates, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole game, like you're playing,
And then do a speeder chase like at the beginning of
yes,
Solo
like,
down
you,
the
like
streets.
you're playing for the big players, right? Like
Yeah.
like the Hutts and the
Yeah.
the big cartels, right? But there's also small time syndicates,
Oh,
right? Like that's
Yeah.
like just local and stuff. That'd be fun. Another one would be a really fun tie-in, which we referenced earlier this episode, would just be 1313 on Coruscant.
Just go.
Yeah.
Just do it.
That'd be fun. What if the DLC was literally called Star Wars 1313?
And just have K-Vess go to Coruscant 1313.
That would be
be
super
sick.
fun.
Boba Fett's alive.
Boba Fett's alive. That could be the theme. You go to 1313, you have a huge story with Boba Fett. That'd be such an amazing storytelling play. I would love
Not a bad
that.
idea.
That's pretty
Because,
good.
well, okay, hold on.
That'd be fun.
You know what? We're clowning. Let's fully clown here. At this point in history, Han Solo is on Tatooine. He was brought there by Boba Fett. K-Vess goes to Tatooine, sees Han Solo and Carbonate. K-Vess and Boba Fett are on Tatooine at the same time, canonically. They can both be sent on a mission by Jabba to 1313.
That's pretty good.
Yes,
That canonically works.
That could work.
I want it now. Like you said it. Now I'm thinking about it.
Nar
That
Shaddaa
would-
was great. Nar Shaddaa was the best planet, in my opinion, in KOTOR 2. Did you play KOTOR 2?
I didn't because I know the exact reason I stopped because when you play as the droid in the prologue, I couldn't figure out how to get past it.
the prologue of KOTOR 2
I couldn't get past the prologue.
So
I literally
long.
couldn't.
It takes like
figure it
90
out.
minutes to get past the prologue
Yeah,
in
I
that game.
feel like a stupid gamer and I didn't Google it because
Nope.
I had pride.
Biggest mistake of that game, in my opinion, is the prologue. it also sucks. It's hard and annoying.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Mine asteroid sucks. That'd be good.
No, there's so many cool. Yeah, Nar
Nar Shaddaa
Shaddaa,
would be really good.
Corellia, 1313.
Nar Shaddaa feels like drugs to me.
Yeah.
Well, because that's what they sell there. That's what they do.
That's the theme of the planet. Is it's like
Yeah, it's the drug planet.
oh, you could go to that might be a fun mission. Also, you go to
Just too much of drugs.
It's like the Colorado. It's like the Colorado of the.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that mission
know
in
it's about
GTA
weed.
5? Do you remember that where you have to get super high?
No, I didn't play it enough.
Oh, you didn't play it enough. There's a side quest.
I
Where
remember the Red Dead mission when you got so drunk you had to call out your buddy in the bar.
yeah, I remember that one too.
They won't do that.
You could go to the spice mine. What's the spice mine?
Kessel.
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 Yeah,
With the bikes, that'd be cool.
They built a lot of that for Battlefront.
Realistically, what do you think the DLC would actually be? You think it'd be like more Syndicates?
I think it'll be a safe.
or-
I think it'll be a planet they already made. They're not gonna. I don't think they'll make an entirely new planet for it.
Maybe it'll be
Yeah,
it'll be like a war between. the
I don't
Syndicates.
know. I think they make an entirely new planet.
You think so?
It'd be cool. I mean, it's one if it's
Yeah.
one level. Because like my thing is as a person who is admittedly a huge fan of the Aftermath trilogy, I checked one day that takes place. A lot of it is on Akiva. I would love a DLC to, if we're gonna go back to Akiva, take place with like Tem and Mr. Bones, Wedge Antilles, like go the full Aftermath route. Like have Sinjir from the Aftermath be one of the experts that you find that gives you skills. Like
yeah.
bring the we're bringing the planet back that is made up in this area. Like there's so many Aftermath references in canon already, from Cobb Vanth, Timothy Oliphant, and Mando. He's the Aftermath character.
Yeah, it's
Like
true.
there's so many references already. I would love us to go deeper on a planet, because if you can save money, here's where my realistic brain comes in. Like if you've already made a planet and you don't want to spend more money on making another one, spend the money on making a deeper story.
Deeper story into one of
You
the
know what I
things.
mean?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
But
This is also Ubisoft though, and they do weird DLC. The
that is true. Remember the underwater one for Odyssey? Did you ever play the Atlantis one?
Yeah,
that was
Atlantis,
weird.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the whole the Greek stuff in Valhalla was
Yep,
not the Greek
yep.
stuff. Yeah.
Although they also did the Jack the Ripper DLC for Assassin's Creed Syndicate,
That
which was
was-
incredible.
I've heard really great things.
Love they there's a whole new gameplay mechanic about using fear and stuff. That was really cool.
Interesting.
There's
How long have
unlimited
their
potential.
DLCs typically been?
Say again.
Like for how long are their DLCs?
How much playtime you mean?
The Ubisoft
They're pretty
DLCs
large.
typically been
10,
yeah.
15 hours
Like
probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
Something like
Pretty-
that.
They're pretty decent.
I mean, that's you say you charge $20 for it,
Pretty good.
right?
Yeah.
And then you buy in.
$20 for 10 hours of play is
Well, here's where we
value.
bring up we also talked about this off air. If you're a PC or Xbox gamer, here you go. Save your money to play Outlaws. If you sign up for Ubisoft Plus, they have a subscription service where you can get all of their games day one. You get the ultimate version, which is $120, $130, I think. You get a subscription for a month.
130.
Play the whole game, then cancel it. Then when the DLC comes out, resubscribe, then cancel it. All in total, you're paying less than the full price of a game.
That might actually be the play because I'm pretty bad about starting a game and then putting it down and not picking it back up.
Yeah.
So like,
This incentivizes you to get it done within a month.
yeah, get it done.
And then I don't go back to games. If a DLC
Not
comes
this
out
type of
years
game.
later, or like 6 months later even, I have a tough time getting back into it. Like
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna play Shadow of the Erd Tree and Elden Ring because it's Elden Ring and it's different. But like for the most part, if you're like, hey, the DLC's coming 10 months later, are you still excited? I'm like, bro, I don't remember the controls.
I know, dude. The controls.
That's the hardest part.
It is the worst part.
In an RPG, it's the
I
worst.
genuinely don't know if I'm ever gonna go back and finish Survivor. I genuinely don't think I'm going
Probably
to.
not.
I don't think I'm going to either.
No.
I need to just get on YouTube and finish the freaking story
It's
mission.
a good ending.
Yeah.
Like, but like Outlaws, I think there's something about Kay Vest, the character too. I really like the idea of what she's doing.
She
I
looks
think
cool.
she looks cool. The actress Humberly Gonzalez, she's on Instagram and Twitter. Like she actually did the Welcome to Star Wars Twitter trend from over the
nice.
weekend.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah,
jumped in and was like, put a picture of her in the mocap suit and was like, I'm very excited. Like she's clearly so stoked about being in Star Wars, which is
Yep.
following in the footsteps of Cameron Monaghan from Fallen Order and stuff. Like I'm excited about what she's doing, and I think that there's a lot of potential to have another Cal like level character that we like really get
Yeah.
stoked about. You know,
Absolutely.
Because
Nix.
the reality is, if you play a game for 30 hours, you spend more time with that character than you do with Luke, Han, or Leia.
Don't like that.
They're very weird. Very
Don't
weird.
Not if you count the books. Not if you count the books.
Very weird.
Yeah, but video games also kind of have that weird vibe where, like, even if you spend that amount of time with the character, like, especially in this type of game where your choices matter, it feels like the character that you are following is very inconsistent.
Yeah,
Do you ever get that vibe?
yeah, like I wouldn't trust their decisions. They're my decisions, so I wouldn't trust them. Like, they're probably making bad choices.
That's true. RPGs have a tendency to not create a very believable character, in my
Yeah,
opinion. which
it's
is
all about
really
the companions.
unfortunate.
It's all about the people surround you.
I like that about KOTOR because it no modern game would ever do this because they're unvoiced.
Yeah.
Your own character doesn't have a voice.
Yeah.
right? You just choose the selection. So
Right.
it leaves a little bit more for the imagination. You're
Yeah.
like, I am a consistent character because
Yeah.
I chose the choices. But like I don't know, something about playing these types of game where you have choices and you hear your character make the vocalization of the choices.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like you get to the end of the game. I'm like, who is canon?
We'll find
character
out.
X. I don't know.
We'll find out. And I think that's I will say, as we're kind of wrapping up here a little bit, like looking at all of the gameplay, looking at all the things we talked about, looking at all the ideas, I am more than I have been in a long time confident this is a game I'm going to spend a lot of hours in, and I'm going to this is a game I'm going to want to get off of work and play. Like it's one that I'm going to want to spend a lot of time in, not because Jedi Survivor I really liked, to be clear, but I did feel like I have to finish this so I don't get spoiled, and like I want to get through Cal's adventure.
It's a little predictable.
Yeah, I'm like, I know it's kind of where
all right, I'm going to play as a Jedi. We're going to choose the light side. We're going to try to join the rebellion. We're going to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's predictable. This feels out there.
Yeah.
This feels like the first game maybe ever that we've gotten where you're just in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Like I'm just going to play maybe today I'm just going to go play cards. Maybe today I'm going to go do a mission.
That's what KOTOR was. That's why I love that. That's genuinely, we had this conversation earlier this week, like what are your favorite games of all time?
Yeah.
That was a fun conversation.
Games period.
Games period of all time. I genuinely think KOTOR might be my number one game literally of all time.
Which, did I ever tell you the only time I ever finished that game was on an iPad?
No, I finished it on iPad.
It's fun on
I played it
iPad.
on iPad twice. I played it on phone 3 times.
Dude, one of my favorite gaming experiences of all time, I was on an acting contract and the show was going, so I didn't have anything to do and I had no money. So what I did, KOTOR just came out on an iPad. I bought it on an iPad. I would play it on my iPad until the battery died. And then while I was charging, I'd go and read Master and Apprentice. And then I would read a couple chapters. And then once the iPad was charged, I'd go back and I'd play KOTOR and the battery would die. And then I'd go back and read Master and Apprentice. That's all I did for days. And it was truly one of the best times of my entire life.
It's fun, dude. It's fun. I mean, I don't know. I love the idea of being able to role play in the Star Wars universe, right? And that's what an RPG is, right? Not that kind of role play.
You can do it. You're married, bro.
It's true. It's true. We're not going to go there.
No, let's let it linger.
Well done. I don't really know how to move on from this. Actually.
All right, well here, let's do this we're gonna wrap up here. I want to ask you guys one last kind of overall rapid fire question, and our audience, I want to go to you guys as well, of the planets, the characters, the gameplay, whatever it be. If there's one thing when you think of Outlaws, this is what I'm most excited about. This is why my hype is at high. This is specifically what it is. Wes, I'm gonna hit you first, dude. What is, looking at the gameplay, looking at everything, when you hit subscribe to Ubisoft, order game, you say, I'm doing this because I'm excited for blank.
Double crossing at every moment that I can.
That's
yeah,
fun.
for sure.
Being untrustworthy, Wes Jenkins.
Me and DJ.
And in normal everyday life, I'm a very trustworthy person.
Sure.
We'll get behind a game. I want to see how somebody else reacts, and I want that somebody else to be the character that I play, and I want to see everything that goes wrong, and then all the good things that can happen from it, and be like, maybe I should be a piece of shit every once in a while.
God.
Oh,
That might be the best answer we get, y'all. That's fantastic.
Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Double cross. Yeah, because, and again, if it's a true double crossing mechanic, because all the clips we've seen, it seems like it actually does matter.
That's right.
And if they follow through on that could be incredible. What about you guys?
One example where it says, do this, or it says double cross the huts.
Yes, it does.
Pick double cross the huts.
I'm into it.
Don't do it.
And then she does it, and then she does the Han shot first thing where she just like hip fires at the Rodian.
I love that. That was fun. For me, it's Kajimi. That's the thing that I saw in the trailer. Awesome. I was like, dude, this is a new piece of lore that I'm really excited for.
Yep.
Anything that we get in the sequel trilogy or from the sequel trilogy to expand on that lore is really fun for me. So like, there's that has felt untouchable in the books, especially like we're really into the books. It feels like it's untouchable because of the movies and stuff. So I'm excited to get something besides, the small amount of Kijimi that we got. Like, what is that planet actually? Yeah, there's a small amount that we got in a couple books in the movie. So that's it for me.
And I want to unlock an outfit that is a coat. I'm a slut for unlocking outfits in these games. All I want is skins. So you got like a fur-lined coat. Love that. Charles, what do you got? What do you think?
I think one of my favorite things in all these kind of games, which some people probably hate and never do. I don't know why. I feel like it's gonna be you. Is I love doing just the inconsequential little things that you can find off to the side. Like I was mentioning earlier, playing cards in Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
I am absolutely a minigame hater. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's
Okay, great, you were right,
I don't even necessarily mean mini games though. I'm talking about if you tell me there are 1,007 pieces of colored cloth, scraps of cloth scattered across 5 worlds, I'm gonna find every last damn one of them. I'm gonna find every one of them, and I'm gonna feel so accomplished when I have them all. And then when I have time, I'll get back to the main story. But I just want to do that in a Star Wars galaxy, like to have that opportunity and to have stuff like that. It just sounds so fun.
Dude, I hope that there's a possibility of an achievement or a PlayStation trophy where you can play Sabacc enough that you take all of Lando's money. Where you just you clear him out. I think that's what you would do.
Listen, my favorite collectible in any game in history, the only collectible that I genuinely tried to get 100% of was an Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's the shanties.
The shanties. Leave her, Johnny. Leave her is the best shanty in Assassin's Creed.
Dude, there's so many great
I
shanties. They're real too, right? Like you realize that. Like they genuinely.
I was gonna underscore you.
All right, stop that. Stop that right now.
Hogwarts Legacy, you're telling me you didn't collect everything?
Oh, okay. The pages, yes, but like
no, not
the shanties though. Do you realize the amount of work that went into the shanties?
They fully found them, recorded them.
Yes, they recorded all of them. So like every single time you find one, like you can be sailing from one side of the map to the other side of the map. And then you get to a new version. Stop it, my God. Then you get a new version. You get a new shanty. I loved that part of the game. It felt cool because it was historical, it was real, and it added some new little element to a little subtle experience, which is travel. And I loved that.
For the void is long and the wind doth blow.
This joke has expired.
What was the one? What was that shanty that took off like crazy?
It's really good.
Thank you, Wes.
I don't know how he freaking knows the whole damn song. I cannot name a single shanty.
Hey yo, the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. Hey yo, the weathermen take our leave and go.
Eric has spent way too much time on TikTok. That's what that means.
There was a Wellerman joke in Starfield. So
was there really?
Yeah, there was. Take it.
I'm impressed by Eric's shanty knowledge right now.
Guys. Tune in next week for Shanty Talk.
Shanty Talk. What are you most excited for, Eric?
I mean, the gameplay looks so smooth as a whole. I'm excited just to play a fun game is the easy answer. I just want to have fun playing a Star Wars game, which I think is going to be great. But I will say, for me personally, if I really dig deep, is for the Akiva Aftermath possibility. I think that I said it a bit as a joke in a short, or rather in a I think a news video we did previously, but there is a new element of the game that was introduced where you meet these experts and that's how you upgrade your skill tree, which I think is very fun. They're all in like Sabacc cards. If I like meet like Sinjir and he teaches me how to be stealthy or like to do spycraft, I think the possibility to have this era of characters from this specific planet and this era is really fun. And I think it's been a while since I felt like that kind of excitement. Like in Jedi Survivor, when you get database entries about the High Republic and the Nile, I'm like, oh my God, that's really fun and validating. So
that's fun.
I would really love that a lot. Also, I mean, come on, those speeder chases are going to be fun as hell.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
That one shot of the TIE fighter chasing going the speeder looks so epic.
Dude, think about
cinematic Star Wars.
Think about the amount of time that you've been able to spend on speeders and Star Wars game. Pretty limited.
And sometimes, like, you go from here to here. It's only for like travel. I want to be able to go where I want to go.
It's going to be funny when we start playing the game when the speeders are like really slow and we're like, dude, I actually freaking hate it.
Except I'm going to probably do what I would do on like GTA and just look for like the biggest jumps and just bail out at the peak and just fall for it.
She goes,
Ragdoll.
No, Charles is going to be like, cool. Listen, I know there's a syndicate war going on. How do I upgrade my speeder immediately?
Listen, I hope that there is a Star Wars version of the wasted mechanic in this
oh my God,
game.
wasted. That'd be great.
Every time you die,
my buddy and I would spawn a helicopter, fly it as high as it would let you, and then jump out and try to land in a swimming pool.
Yeah, yes,
that's
yes.
a great one.
So that kind of stuff I just love doing.
No, I can't wait to like I'll tell you what. As you guys play it, I'm gonna need y'all to like make sure you get your video recording button down because Corey, the first time you take down a death trooper that's going after you from her, I need you to record that and post it because I want to see
it's gonna be fun.
You taking them out. So there's it's so fun that there's so many possibilities with it, and I love that Star Wars is dedicating itself to here's your adventure, here is
I
the
hope it's
game you've
successful.
wanted.
I hope
too.
it paves the way for new stuff like this, stuff that's interesting and creative and new
Yep.
and unique. Like,
Absolutely.
decisions that might not be safe. I'm ready
Yes.
for.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll be bringing you all the content that we can closer to release. Obviously, it comes out at the end of August, so keep your mind on the channel for all the cool videos, the behind-the-scenes stuff, any cool news we'll be sure to keep you up to date with. But on that note, go pre-order or go sign up for Ubisoft Plus and save yourself some money. And come back next week. We're going to be bringing you all the latest news in Star Wars and the Star Wars fandom from here on out. Thank you all again for tuning in. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and if you're listening to us on audio, leave us a review to make sure people know you like the show. But with all that being said, keep enjoying Star Wars. Let us know what you think about Outlaws in the comments below. And as always, may the Force be with you.